Hello, what's up, everybody? It's been I don't know how long it's been, 1 week, and this is my other After Effects tutorial. So last time we took a look at um, After Effects for beginner. We went in and explored some of the tools that we're gonna be using in future tutorials for After Effects. So and you can go ahead and check out the video if you haven't. It's called After Effects Tutorials Introduction for Beginner. And if you can just go ahead and come on the channel, which is YouTube slash Viewer1. Yeah, that's how it should be typed, and it will take you to this channel, my YouTube channel, and you'll be able to see the video and my previous videos. Alright, so let's get started. If you don't know anything about After Effects, so I recommend that you go ahead and check out this tutorial, and so you can follow along with me right now. Okay, so last time we took a look at these tools over here, and today we're gonna explore some things that we didn't talk about on my last tutorial, and we can be making a small animation, a small project, and along the way I'll be showing you some of the tools, explaining to you what they do, and so you can be able to feel comfortable in After Effects while you're making something that you want to make. Alright, so let's go ahead and check out what we're gonna be making today. Alright, alright. Okay, so as you can see, we're gonna be making a lot of things over here. We're gonna be dealing with particles. Of course, you need to have a third-party plugin for this particle. It's called Particular. It's from Red Giant. You can go ahead and search that redgiant.com, I guess. You can just go ahead and search on Google, and it's called Trapcode Particular, and it's a really great it's really great particular. It's a really good tool. You'll be able to make a lot of amazing stuff in there with it. It's a really great plugin for After Effects. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. Right, so as you can see, my thing is loading. So by the way, if you click on somewhere, let's say you click on the viewer, perhaps if you click on the viewer or anywhere, let's say on the project, if you click anywhere like here, and you click on the tilde key, it's close to the number 1, and it's above the tab key, and if you click on that, it will makes a full screen of where you clicked on. Right, that's a really good tool to know, and a shortcut. Yeah, so another thing is, as you can see, there's a green line over here. Alright, this is the rendered frames. It means I can play it. If I can play it, I can see it move without stopping, and to do that, if you don't have a green line over here, it means that it's not rendered. It's not like rendered as in rendered in your file, and you can like see as a MOV or any format files. It's just that you can be able to view it and see it in real life, see what you've done so far, right? And so I don't want to go ahead and so I don't want to render out this part here, and I just want to leave it like that. I just want the timeline to end at this point in time at 10 second and 7 frames. All right, so how do I do that? All right, so what do you I'm just gonna go ahead and hit the N key on your keyboard, and that brings in this thing that tells the After Effects that just render these frames. Just render here. You can, as you can see, if you hit on the yellow button, you can go ahead and move it around and move it to where you want it to be, right? So the other thing is I can go ahead and right click on here and say trim comp work area, and so now I don't have the little few frames left. I don't even have them now. Now I'm just working on a comp, and I have the time that I need. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look of how you can change this from seconds to frames. If you want to read it in frames, you can go ahead and hold on control and click on it. So now it changes to frames. It says 134 frames, and you can still move it around. Alright, so I'm just gonna leave it like this. Alright, okay, we have a lot of things to cover, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get started right now. Okay, alright, so last time we just go here and new composition, and there's another way to do it. Right click somewhere here. If you have a lot of layers, then you won't have a where to click. You cannot click on a layer. You have to click on a blank space, like over here, and new, and right click, composition settings. This is for settings, and then you can go ahead and adjust the settings if you want to change the settings for the comp, right? And this cannot be done right here. When you click on a layer, you can go ahead, you just gotta go ahead and click somewhere here, and composition settings, you can set it up. Okay, alright, so let's go ahead and make a new comp. There's another way to do it, is Control N and makes a new comp. Alright, so what you're gonna go ahead and type in the width and height. We can leave it 2048 878 24 frames. Square pixels 24 frames per second, and you can go ahead and change that. Just leave it there. This you don't need to change now, and yeah, we covered this on my first After Effects tutorial. Okay, let's go ahead and click OK, and just leave it custom, and you can go ahead and make a preset here and name it whatever you want, and then you just whenever you scroll down here, you see it somewhere down here, and then whatever name you give it, and you click on that, and you always have the settings that you set. So you'll have to set these over and over and over and over and over while you're trying to create a new comp. Okay, and let's go ahead and make it 4 seconds is okay, but I prefer 10 just in case, and click enter. Now we have a new comp. Alright, let's go ahead and bring in the text tool. Let's explore a little bit about the text tool. Let's find out some things. So let's say type in everyone. Oh, it's bad spelling. Okay, hit the move tool, move it. Take the anchor point mover, which is a pen. You can click on Y on a keyboard, and then you can go ahead and get a tool. Take the anchor point, the point, put it in the middle, and to make sure that's the middle, you need to go ahead and click here, title / action save, and I will show you this is the middle. Okay, so let's go ahead and put the text in the middle, and make sure you click on the move tool. Not here, you cannot move it. You only, you know, can't move nothing. You can only move the anchor point. And yeah, and there we go. So now we have it here, and yeah, so you can go ahead and take off the title save / whatever action. So once you click, if you click on this arrow here, you can go ahead and get the attributes of it, the settings, and yeah, you can go ahead and set it up. Alright, so there's something called expressions. If you go ahead and alt click on this stopwatch, normally you will use this for a keyframe, so we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna alt click, and it can give us this box, and we can type in anything we want. Right? Yeah, let's say for this is a text, we can say hello, and make sure you put quotes, otherwise it won't work. Let's go ahead and see what happens if you don't, if you just type in hello, and we'll give you an error. It would be like after effects, holding class, global as no property, and all that, and so on and so on. So we need to go ahead and put on quotes like these ones over here, and hit enter on the mirror keypad. See what happens. It changes to hello. I like the way I say it. So it changes to hello. It changes to anything that you write. You can go ahead and type anything as long as you're inside those quotes. Okay, you can say everyone, right, and then we change to everyone. Right, so yeah, let's go ahead and give it a number. Let's say 5 or 53, whatever. Right, so if we alt click again on the stopwatch, and if you go times or if you go time dot duration, oh, that's an error, spell it wrong. Or if you just type in time, and then it will go ahead and do what it's doing here. See what it's doing here? It's saying 2 seconds or whatever. It's just going to go ahead and tell you the time and everything that's going on over here. Okay, alright, so there's a lot of things I can do with this. We'll explore this text tool next time. We will just go ahead and do a lot of things on it. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump to the points, because I don't think we'll have enough time to explore all of these things. There's a lot of things you can do with a text tool. And there's path. Path is just the pen tool. You can go ahead and draw something. Make sure you're on the text tool. Oh shoot. Yeah, like that, and let's go ahead and draw something. And the path, click on the none and say mask 1, and so it will animate on, it will stick on the path, and you can go ahead and adjust it. So force margin, and it'll be like, you know, just sliding around like that. You see, and you can go ahead and tweak it, and yeah, you can come up with a really good effect. Okay, it can have many masks as you can, you know, draw here. See, I'm gonna draw another one, and it's gonna be just a random shape. and I'm gonna choose mask 2, and it's gonna move on to mask 2, right? And I'm gonna go ahead and set it up. You can go ahead and see. I'm not gonna pop into the settings because we don't have time for that, but I'll cover it next time. If you want me to do you know, a tutorial on this, make a really great effects on this, just go ahead and send me a message, subscribe, and I'll do that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. As you can see, when I drag these, the colors are changing. When I make a new mask, the color changes, and that is edit, offices, generals, and labels, I guess. Wait, it's not letting me do it, cause anyways, I'll cover this at the end of the tutorial of how you can do that. Let's just go ahead and jump onto the point right now, because I don't have enough time for this whole thing. Alright, let's go ahead and jump to the tutorial, the main topic. Alright, so what I did is typed in everyone, and of course changed the anchor point to the middle and made sure it was centered. Alright, and I made a duplicate of that, edit, made a copy of it, and put it under it, went in the text properties, and changed it. So the color of it, I didn't give it no color. I clicked on this little button, not fill color, right? And so if I click on this button over here where there's a circle, it will only show me this layer only. So the effect that I get is I get an outside lines, and I won't get the feel of it, and I can change the colors to anything I want. I'm just gonna leave it to blue. Okay, let's go ahead, and what I did is made more copies and more copies. Let's see, I just made a duplicate, put it under, and yeah, that's what I did. That's all I did. And a shortcut for that is Control D, Command D on the Mac, and just keep doing that. And once I get to like 1 2 3 4 5, and just make copy of those 5, and yeah, and that's all I did. And so to make sure that you correct the right ones is I made a new right click, new adjustment layer, and I made sure that I posted under the 5s, 1 2 3 4 5, and name these name the whatever layer settings, and said the greens, perhaps greens, green, blue. So they had different colors, right? So now I won't get confused. I know these are greens and blues, and yeah, and I did the same to 5s and 5s and the other 5s. Alright, but if you're clever, you know, if you think you won't get confused, you don't need this. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and jump on. I'm gonna make a lot of duplicates, and yeah, I'll come back to you. Alright, so I'm back now. What I did is exactly what I told you. Just make a duplicate, and yeah, and that's all I did. So if you did a lot of duplicates, and if you didn't move them their positions on the x-axis, yeah, then it won't look like this. Alright, so I'm just gonna do an example of what I did, and to make it look like this. Okay, so what I did is I have 5 of these, and you can go ahead and give it a different color, and which is clicking on one of the layers, going here and change it, changing the color of it. Alright, and okay, Okay, so I went on the position. Okay, I selected all of them, hit the P key on your keyboard, and I brought in the position. And I cannot move it to the Z axis because it's not a 3D layer, and I want to turn it into a 3D layer. How do I do it? It's if you can see this 3D icon here, go ahead and click on this box, and if they're all selected as they are, then you apply to all of them. Okay, and so what I did is change the Z axis to different number, and by clicking on this number, which is 00, now it's set to 00. I can go ahead and scroll back. Alright, and so they all have the same numbers, and I don't want that, so I'm going to click somewhere so it doesn't select all of them, because when it selects all of them and I'm changing one number for one layer, it changes to all of them. But if I select just one and change the layer and it's not, none of the other ones are selected, it changes that layer only. Right, so as you can see, it's changing to a different position. It's only one layer moving, right? So I did the same to each of the layers. Okay, let's move it somewhere here and move it somewhere here, and here we go. We have the effect now, and you can go ahead and click one of them, shift click the last one, click on the arrow that's facing down, and then close them. It collapse them. Yeah, and I did the same to the other ones. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so if I had these all of them selected, if I want to deselect, let's say 7 6, I control click and it's all selected. Okay, if I want to select it again, and I'll hit control again. Okay, let's go ahead and position. Make sure you click the 3D layer and change the the distance, the Z distance, and click away, click one layer, and change the position and also the color. Maybe pink, blue, I don't know. Set it to whatever you want. Okay, and change the color, because they all can be blue. Change the color to green, and change the position, the Z position, and so on and so on. You can't, maybe you don't have to watch me do this. You can just go ahead and skip. Okay, again, one layer, click and go to the last one, not the last one, the last one in the group, and hit this here and it collapse them. You don't have to go in one by one and closing them. Alright, okay, and this is what we have so far. It's looking good, it's looking good. So I want to make a group of this. I want to do the same as this. I'm just gonna go ahead and layer, new, adjustment layer, make sure it's under 6, hit enter to rename it, and say say anything you want, group 2 perhaps. Okay, and can go ahead and change the color of it so it looks different from the first one. Click OK, and you can go ahead and change the color of the layer. I mean, not here, and you can say any of these. These are the only options you got. Okay, and so they look different. And so the other thing that you can do is for each group give it the same color. this one, give it aqua, and this one, give it purple. I don't like it. Brown. Anything you want. You don't have to like the colors. Okay. Okay, let's go back to this one, and if you can see that it's a really big comb, and I will cover this later. Let's go ahead and make a camera. So what you're gonna do is you can go to layer, new camera, new camera, or you can right click on a blank space here, new camera. I just start like this way because it's easier. I don't have to go all the way up there, and I mix camera, and I covered some of the basics. Alright, I think so on my first tutorial. So let's give it a name. Let's say anything. You can, I'm just gonna leave a camera. 50mm. Yeah, I'll leave it default. You can change it, depends. Whatever you want. And enable depth of field. You can do that if you want. But I won't check it right now. I'll check it later. Alright. Okay, so let's go ahead and now we are able to move around with the 3D layers that we made. Okay, and this one too, we need to position it in the z-axis. Set to 3D, move it somewhere back. Make sure you don't select, oh, I forgot to tell you this, make sure you don't select the main layer, and which is this one. Alright, make sure you don't select it. And yeah, if you're on a full mode, it's gonna be a little bit slow for you because it's like showing you the high quality. I recommend you put it to half so you can work easily, but you won't see a really good quality. But yeah, so yeah. Alright, so let's go ahead and make sure that we turn this on, and make sure it's you don't change the position of it. Make sure it's always on the front, and you can go ahead and change the color if you don't like, and make sure you don't change this. Just make sure you change the, okay, there's two of them. There's this one, the first one, and there's this one. So this is only the bevel, the stroke thing that's around, and this is the fill, like it's filled like right now. So make sure this is it's not available. Make sure you click here if you have any colors for the front, for the default text layer. Okay, you can go ahead and change the color for just the fill. Okay, I like the blue since all of them are blue. Alright, so let's go ahead and change the other layers positions. Let's say you be here, let's say you be somewhere, I don't know, in the middle somewhere there. Okay, yeah, click the last one, shift, close them. Alright, so let's go ahead and grab the camera tool, unified camera, and you can hit C for that. Okay, click on that and you can go ahead and move around. And you, okay, this is another thing I need to let you know, is that when you go ahead and click the camera, and it will just when you try to rotate, it will move, I mean, away from you. You won't see. If you try to see the back or the sides, you won't see nothing. Right? Alright, so even though if you go ahead and hold on and click orbit camera, it will still do the same thing. Alright, so let's go ahead on camera and click this arrow, reset, so everything is back to default. Right, you need to go to layer to fix that. Layer, transform, auto orient, and okay, so and say let's go ahead and set it off, and still doing that. So that's how it will be default. So mine I changed that. So this is the default. Default is off. Go ahead and click the second option. I mean, go ahead and experience yourself, you know. Go ahead and get to see what this one does, what this one does. Okay, so and this one just orange. Oops. Okay, now you can't see it no more. It's all the way here, and to bring it back, it may be a little bit headache. You'll be like, where is it at? Oh, there we go, got it. Oh, it's gone again. Okay, so you don't have to do all of that. Just click here, reset, and it will reset everything to default. Okay, layer, transform, auto orient along path of interest, and that's when we get our now it's moving along the point of interest, which is the little point that we put in the middle here. So if you had a point all the way here, then it will be rotating around the point over there, over here. Okay, so make sure that you set it in the middle. Okay, and here we can go ahead and see the sides. Now if you look at the sides, it's really not 3D at all. It doesn't look 3D. It's really not good at all. Okay, so I would the only thing that we want to see is only like the side. Alright, so if you hit the C key a couple times, you can see the tool change. You can go ahead and take that key, which is grabbing, and let's go ahead and just bring some of the groups closer. So let's say this one, this whole group, I wanted to position it. Oops, be careful, don't move such a. So make sure you click on the Z and drag it forward. Okay, close to the text. Alright, and you can go ahead and move one by one if you like, one by one, and if you want to make them come closer, and yeah, and that's how you can go ahead and take you know, be able to like move them around one by one or as a group. Okay, you can go ahead and just okay, so if you click here on one layer, you can go ahead and move it by itself, and you can go ahead and just move it forward and align them on the according to the order of how they are. You can go ahead and say this one goes first, second, follow, and set how many space the space between each other, and you get different effects from doing that. Okay, alright, so I was just here to just show you what you can do using the camera to look sides and different point of view. Otherwise we don't need to change anything. Okay, let's go ahead and just set it up to normal, and you can go ahead and just reset, but I'm going to leave it there. It looks nice. So reset, we just can reset it to the original point where it was. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the animation. Okay, so you can see, okay, let's go ahead and start. You can see it comes in and it comes out again, so we're just gonna animate it coming in. Okay, we're gonna animate it coming in and moving the layers forward and all that. Okay, so we're gonna do that. Okay, but first let's go ahead and make a comp for these text so they can be in, and we can play around with them. So now we have as you can see, now we have a lot of layers here, and we can go ahead and add new layers. It will just be messy and crappy. And so let's make a new comp for them, and that's selecting all of them, even the camera, and layer pre-compose. You can go ahead and click the hotkey Control Shift C, Command Shift C, yeah, on a Mac. And if you click that, it will bring you a new window pop up, and it will ask you to name it, and I'm gonna name it text, or you can name it anything you want, and move all attributes into the new composition, which is just gonna move all the settings and all that to a new comp, so you can go ahead and set them up in the new comp. And if you click here, open a new composition, we'll do that. But yeah, let's just go ahead and click here and click OK. And so it makes a new comp for us, and it's named the text, and it's in our original comp, which is comp 1, and we need to change that. I need to change the name of it. I can go ahead and click layer composition, composition settings, and name it different, or you can go ahead over here, comp 1, hit enter, and name it final comp. And I spelled final wrong. There we go, that's better. Okay, and cause they're all the same, they all look like and have the same names, I'm gonna do something different to it. Let's add maybe a point, maybe anything. Alright, so now it's different. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and open new comp, text it's called. Click on it, and we have a new comp now, and it has all our text layers in. And let's go ahead and do some animation now. Okay, I hope you're not confused by now. If you are, I recommend you watch my first tutorial I made. Okay, let's go ahead on okay, let's go ahead and make new layer. Actually no, let's go ahead and just animate the camera right now. Okay, no time wasting. Okay, position, the P key, and it's 3D camera. You can't, okay, if I didn't have these on, it will not be able to animate these. It wouldn't be affecting the layers, so I have to make sure that I have the 3D icons turned on. I have the 3D turned on for them, for the layers, and so I can be able to control them with a camera. If I zoom in, zoom out, and if I set animation for that, it will affect the layers because they're set into 3D mode. If they're not, and they won't be able to be affected. Okay, so make sure, if you want to go ahead and affect the layers, and by moving the camera and doing some camera animation, make sure that the 3D layer is turned on, and you saw how to turn it on and off, on and off. Okay, just click. Alright, so let's go ahead and set a keyframe by clicking on this stopwatch. Now we don't alt click, just click on it, because we're just gonna set a keyframe. We're not going to set an expression, and I'll cover expressions in my next tutorial, I guess. And yeah, so we are the first keyframe, and we need to go ahead and take it out of the frame and make sure that it's not seeable. We can't see it, and we can go ahead and play with a Z. Okay, and now it's affecting all the layers, and as you can see, it's moving away. As you can see, this is not centered. Alright, so we need to go ahead and move every layers, select all of them, and move them at the center. Okay, make sure it's centered. It depends where you need to zoom in and all that, and make sure your anchor point, the point is centered too. Make sure it is centered. Or we can go ahead and make a new null object we can make a null object that can control all these layers. Okay, right click, new null object, and name it just leave it as a null object. You can name it whatever you want. And as you can see, the anchor point is in the center. Let's move a little bit here, perhaps. Alright, and yeah, so if we go ahead and select all of the layers and hit this kind of roundy here, and this one of the layers, as long as it's selected all of them, and as you can see, if I move over the layers, it shows me this roundy gray kind of with a white gray kind of stroke. Go ahead and point it on the null object, and so it will apply the same settings to all the layers because they're all selected. And we don't want this one to be affected because it's doing nothing. It's just a divider telling us this is this, this is this. It's not applying anything. So if we go ahead and change to a 3D layer, it will be be affected by the camera too. So go ahead and hit P position, and you don't have to set a keyframe for this. We just need to move it to the center. Okay, so let's go ahead and move it to the center, and it will move the text with it. Okay, about here, I guess. Okay, alright, so now let's go ahead and move the camera. So we still have the first keyframe, and the first keyframe is where it should start. It's where you want to start from here to somewhere. Okay, so we need to start somewhere somewhere here. Okay, zoom in, zoom in. Okay, that's too far. Alright, maybe somewhere here. Maybe somewhere here. Maybe keep zooming in. Just take your time because it's on the minus right now. If it goes to positive, it's gonna disappear. So now there's no minus, it's plus, so it's gonna disappear. It can become the opposite of it. So make sure you're on maybe minus -2 perhaps. 0.-2. No, minus 0.0, 0.2, perhaps there. And as you can see, all the layers are zoomed out like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and animate it in. We want it to start from here, and we want it to like zoom in, and so we can see the whole thing. Okay, so let's go ahead and maybe get about 2 seconds, and so now we can go ahead and start going higher number of negative. Okay, and as you can see, what we see is we see all the effects, all the lines and all that, and we can come up with a really good effect if you keep working on it. Okay, okay, so keep zooming out until you see the whole layer. Take your time, zoom it out, zoom it until you feel like, oh, that's good, and zoom it out until you can make the next move. So let's say we can zoom it out all the way here, maybe there, and show up the side, almost the side. Let's go ahead and set a keyframe. Set a keyframe and just do nothing. No, don't change anything, and that is gonna just have the same settings as you. I mean, it's gonna stay here, and it's gonna start another point from here to another animation. Let's say you wanna rotate this layer. Okay, so let's go ahead and that's bad. You don't want to change that. You don't want to change these. You want to change the Z. So we need a rotation. Let's go ahead and hit the R key, So now if I hit the R key, the position will disappear, it won't show anymore. So I need to hit the P key again, and if I want to bring another transform tool, I can go ahead and just Shift R, for example. That's for rotation, and so it will bring in you'll leave the position there, and it'll bring in the rotation tool, if that makes sense. Okay, let's go ahead and set a keyframe for this one. Let's make sure we set a keyframe from here, and set it another one, which is rotating. Okay, now as you can see, now we have really bad, it's again not rotating as we want it to rotate. So let's go ahead and see if anything changed. Out orient, it's still here, so there's something wrong. There's nothing wrong, it looks perfect. I mean, we can make an animation from here, but that's not what we're looking for. You know, you can go ahead and make mistakes and fix it again. It's about just working, you know. Okay, let's go ahead and shift. Okay, click on a node object. So the node object is parented to these layers, and it has the access to control the position, rotation, and any transform tools. Okay, let's go ahead and Shift R, and with that we'll bring the same asset, the same property as this one. It will bring the same attributes as the first one. We need to go ahead and click on the orientation. Okay, move, and we're gonna do the same thing as we did to the camera, and click on the middle. That's for X, and so it will rotate. It's only rotating the layers, it's not rotating the camera. Alright, so let's go ahead the opposite, maybe about here. Let's no, I don't like that. So let's go ahead and zoom more out. Let's zoom out a little bit more. Right, so let's erase this keyframe. It's useless because we can change the parameter, we can change the numbers. So let's go ahead and zoom out more, like up to here, maybe up to here, and go ahead and set another keyframe. So this it's a pause. Alright, and we're gonna go set another keyframe for rotation. So make sure, if I want to set a keyframe for orientation, which is the rotation, for X is here, which if I want to do that is I make sure that if I had the keyframe set, I make sure that I go back to the keyframe and I'm seeing the keyframe in here. If I don't have it aligned exact on the keyframe, I will not see the little goldy yellow icon here. So if I drag it up to here, I will see it, and that if I change, it will just change the same keyframe. It will not set another keyframe. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's rotate it about, maybe about here perhaps, and another keyframe, say about here. That looks perfect. Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna go to half resolution. The quality, that's a quality. Is this controlling the quality? If you go third, the quality will be really bad. If you go quarter, the quality will be really bad, but it will render really fast. Alright, so if you just want to preview animation, if you're working a really big comp, so you need that. So let's go ahead and view our animation. Alright, so let's hit the 0 key on your numerical keypad, and that will render out. So you can see a preview of what we did, and now you can see some nice effect for a text, and yeah, that looks nice. I'm on 49 minutes. I think I took a lot of time explaining. Alright, so you can go ahead and see that it's nice. It's looking good. Okay, let's go ahead and add something. Well, I might cover it in another tutorial, but what the heck, let me go ahead and cover here. So the null object is controlling these layers, and it gave us the opportunity to go ahead and just rotate it. It gave us what the camera could not give us. Alright, so let's go ahead and use null object to do some other things. We can add more null object and parent it to different layers, but and do different things with it. We can like move these layers, we can like animate them back and forth, bouncing and all that. Yeah, so as you can see here, I don't know if it's going to show quite good. The layers kind of, at this point, these kind of animate in like that by themselves without this being following. Okay, so you can go ahead and try that effect on your own time, adding more null object, and yeah, I might cover it in the next tutorial. Okay, so we have this, and what can we do with it? Let's go ahead and let's go back to our final comp. Okay, this is another trick. If you have it's not a trick, it's common. If you have another a lot of comps open, and you can't see which one it is. If you went all the way here, you can't see it no more. If you hit the shift key, and it will bring the a comp that is related to this one. So let's say find out that comp is related to this comp over here, and if I click on it, I'll see the the comp, and I can see the changes that I made on the comp. If that makes sense. If it doesn't, send me a message. Alright, so we have this covered, and the other thing is particular. Okay, let's go ahead and make a particular. We have a few minutes left. New solid trap code particular. If you don't have it, not good. Yeah, I might make another tutorial on how I made the look, the clouds kind of look. What the heck, let's go ahead and install the particular and do that instead, because some people don't have particular. Let's go ahead and make a new solid again, and if I hit this eye icon, I can't see nothing. Click effects, noise and grain, ambient noise, and I'll set here, and go toggle switches and change it to lighten, and transform. Go ahead and just scale it. That's big, it's nice. Okay, right click on the effect box and generate full color gradient, and that will have an effect on it. Alright, they have quite a big effect on it. Alright, so let's go ahead and set this as background so you can see our text, and here we go. It gives us really weird effect. Alright, so we can go ahead and control it, blend in, and so how it's gonna blend in with the gradient noise. Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and set it to screen and see what that gives us. That's okay. Let's go ahead and set to add. It's not changing nothing. Multiply. Go ahead and play with it, and I'm running out of time. I will set it up on my next tutorial, and if you go ahead and change the opacity, you'll be able to see, play with the ambient noise, and you find out it's fantastic. All right, that's the end. Thanks for watching this tutorial, and it's a long tutorial, so I will go ahead and make another tutorial. It won't be part 2, be different. I might cover this in it, but until next time, thanks for watching this tutorial. Subscribe, and I'll be posting more videos, and I'll be posting a Photoshop tutorial, and I want to know what kind of thing you want me to do on Photoshop. Alright, till next time, see ya.